This is something I wish I knew before starting Rainbow Six Siege. Whether you're a casual gamer kicking it back with the homies, or a pro gamer playing at some of the highest ranks, no matter what kind of player you are, communication is important and often game-changing. Now I know what you're thinking. You might not have the most time in the world to even play the game, which is totally okay. We got a lot of priorities like jobs, school, and work. Believe it or not, there's actually a lot of people who play this game daily, hours on end, but haven't learned all the callouts in order to maximize their potential in their gameplay. Communication is important on any level of gaming, and Siege is often more efficient to communicate with callouts. It's like painting the picture in your teammates' heads without actually having to show them. This Rainbow Six series is not your average callout video. I'm going to show you every map and help you learn callouts like the pros, but that will also be easy for new players to pick up. Just remember down the line, for the long run, advanced knowledge does not come with easy and quick. Rather, it comes through repetition, trial, and error. Don't beat yourself down if you make the wrong callout. There's always next time to fix that up. Now, before we get started, the best part of this series is that you don't actually even have to watch the whole video to find what you're looking for. Let's say you clicked on this video to find only 1 or 2 callouts that you have little holes in your map knowledge. Or maybe you want to learn, you're a new player and you want to learn the whole map. This video is for you. I've created timestamps and I'll put them in the description for every callout. That way you can just scroll and find what you're looking for without wasting your time. I did put a lot of effort into this video just to make sure I can help you guys in the best way. Saving or bookmarking this video in the future might help you a lot. And if this video does actually end up helping you, I would appreciate if you dropped a like on the video, because that actually puts that to more people who are probably looking for callouts as well. And if your friend gives you the most wrong callout and it gets you killed, you might want to show them this video after that game. If we can get 100 likes on this video in the first week, I will make the next callout video on the map of your choice in the comments below. Without further ado, let's get started. Alright guys, I'm on the map Kafe in a custom game, so I'm going to walk through the first floor all the way up to the 3rd floor and giving you guys every explanation of every room. So let's get started. So this right here is called the Bakery Double. The reason it's called Bakery Double and not just Bakery Door is because there's 3 different doors, so you don't want to get them mixed up. But the callout double is because it's a double door. You saw how it's a wider door than these ones. So if you ever see a wider door like this, often they're called just a double at the end of the callout. Now this is just called bakery. You call this behind the bakery cabinet because this is right here. And then you might hear behind bakery or behind cupcakes because there are cupcakes right here that you can see. And this is just, you know, the only way, this is the common spot to play quote unquote behind the bakery. This is called the bakery single wall because it's very common to open this up to push someone out of behind this counter. And this room is called small bakery because the reason it's called small bakery and not just regular bake is just because it's a smaller room connected to the big one. You know, there's chairs right here. It really just depends on the call out you're giving to your teammate and where the zone is. By the bakery chairs. There's also a lot of chairs in this room, so you gotta be careful of what call out you give him. He's in small bakery or in room behind this piece of furniture. It's really good to work on your callouts. So this is just called the bakery wall. This is not called the bakery wall because this is called kitchen prep wall. Because this is called kitchen prep. So this is the only prep wall and this is the only bakery wall. So now that we move in, it's a common spot for defenders to sit behind here and peek through that like a whole headed glitch, right? Because oftentimes if you do open up this wall, and then people will get caught off guard. They think, oh, it's, you know, the defenders are normally over here, and this catches them off guard sometimes. So you could say he's in kitchen prep, head glitching, you know, behind the counter, and your teammate might recognize that more. Another common spot is to play close to the shotgun right here for defenders. You could say he's in kitchen prep, playing close on the door. People will recognize this and they'll be able to take that gunfight. This is just called kitchen prep window. Kitchen prep window. This is just prep door. Yeah, you can identify if he's already in prep, because this is also prep door. You could be like, oh, he's prep 2 bakery, or he's prep 2 kitchen, you know. So now we move on. Remember, this is the bakery wall here, just for if you kind of get mixed up what I'm saying. I'll open up these walls, that way you guys can kind of see where the walls lead to. So there's a lot of places, especially this being a common bomb site, there's a lot of corners people can sit in. So this is called, people call this, like, you might hear people say grill or behind the kitchen thing, you know. There's a lot of calls people say that are really random, but once you kind of know what people are talking about, it can be really easy to pinpoint in the room. So a lot of people, and we'll call this K1 and K2, because it's kitchen 1, kitchen 2. 1 is just what the community distinguish, that 1 is closer to the bakery wall, and kitchen 2 is the one further back. So he's behind K2. If I were attacking this wall, he's behind K2. Okay, he's probably head glitching with game sense. He's probably just peeking his head right here. So I'm able to aim with more confidence. He's prone behind K1. A common thing is you open up the breach. People like to prone in this corner and try to catch you off guard, throw a C4 at you. He's prone behind K1. You know, it could be in this corner, or it could be in between. You can also make the call out, he's in between K1 and K2. And then you can say behind the prep bomb chassis, a bomb chassis, whatever helps out your team more. You might hear the call rice, is because there's I'm pretty sure these are rice bags, but people call this rice or prep window. You know, by wherever this is area right here is a very common spot. You might hear trash bags, or I don't know why someone would call green box, but it's mostly called trash. Trash is just this corner behind K2 and this little area. And then this is called red wall. Most of the time, there are multiple red walls, or like coat wall, but most of the time you get to say red wall, depending on the bomb site where players are mostly are. They can use their game knowledge to identify, okay, there's only one red wall on the first floor. It has to be this one. So now we move on. It's very common for people to make holes in between these just so they can, you know, chuck C4s and deny the plant. Usually this wall is reinforced depending on the setup. So you could say on triple. The reason it's called triple, or some people might call it kitchen wall, but that is very vague. But if you ever hear triple, it's because there's 3 different reinforcements that can be put on here. On these walls, there's only 2. 1, 2, 1, 2. This one has 3 reinforcement potential. So triple, kitchen triple. So these, you guys might hear coffee, sink. Where exactly is all of this? So sinks is just because there's sinks right here. He's behind the sinks. This is people might say half wall. That's where you can also distinguish that. People like to, you know, just head glitch behind sinks right here. This is called the freezer window because this whole room is called the freezer. You can see the meat bags right here. And then, so people usually just drop down the hatch or the window. So if someone's actually playing inside a freezer and you need to give a specific call out, you could just say, you know, he's in freezer behind, you know, near the window or wherever he is. It's very complicated in this room, depending on what we call this. And this is just the freezer wall. This leads to the white stairs. We'll go over that soon. This is the freezer door. There's only one door in freezer, so this is not the door. This is the door. That's the window. Then back here, you might hear this called as bunker or coffee because there's coffee machines back here. And then this is the bunker just because it's, you know, it's a very locked down kind of looking place. It's more set. So you might hear bunker. This is a common plant spot. Okay, now let's go over the bomb site. People say default. You might hear he's planting default. You know, depending on the bomb site, this is where game sense comes in. A common spot for people to attack is obviously the bakery door, and they're just doing a direct push. And the closest spot to plant that might be considered the safest is about like maybe like right here, or maybe they'll duck right here. So this could be a default plant spot, is usually around K1. Another common plant spot is they tuck their back behind the bomb, and then they start planting. So, like I said, default is mostly just the common plant positions. There's really no, direct default depending on the bomb site. But remember, they can plant anywhere. You just gotta use your information you get that round. Another common default plant spot might be in this corner, tucked in this corner because it's safe, or this also right here behind the bomb. It's very even. People like to plant right here. You just gotta know when someone calls a default, okay, they gotta be in some sort of corner of the room, which will help you as you play the game a lot more. So now that we're done with kitchen callouts, let's move on to this door right here. So this door is kitchen double. Remember, there is no other double door. Actually, there is this one right here. You just gotta be really precise, because if they're already in sight, then you'll get that call to them. But in order to walk through, there's the kitchen double. This could be also a double door between sides, double door by triple. You could say those. So this is a whiskey wall. There really is no other wall near whiskey except for this one, but we'll get to this one in a second. This is just you could say whiskey rotate. The reason it's called whiskey because there's a lot of alcohol right here. There's the bar. So let's say you don't want to call this chairs. Don't ever call this chairs. To say behind the whiskey bar. There really is no a lot of bars in this first floor. There is a bar upstairs, but we'll get to that soon. So this just could be called whiskey rotate or whiskey wall. Some teams like to open this up or not. So behind the whiskey bar, now that we move over here, you can also look at your compass. If you don't know the room name, and you see as I move into different rooms on my compass, the rooms change. So this is called dining. You might hear VIP. A lot of the community has considered this area to be, this to be VIP, this to just be like a Christmas tree or something. You really gotta be careful what people say. Some people might get this mixed up, but this is actually called dining room. I'll show you guys later in the video, but this is called dining room according to the compass. Now we're in VIP. VIP, there's a lot of VIPs in Siege. And it's a really distinct call out, and it'll help you guys learn the game a lot better. But this could be VIP wall right here. A common spot for the attackers to come in is to head glitch on this wall and look all the way down to there. So this would just be the you could say the VIP half wall or the dining half wall. Usually just whatever gets players looking this direction. This is just called you could say white door. There's also this white door, but depending if the enemy is already coming through and they shot the default cam right there, then whoever's playing over here, you can say white door and they will immediately look at this direction right here. And this is just the VIP double right here. This is just the whole thing right here is white hall. You got to be careful because there is a lot of white halls in this map, but obviously depending on the floor and what call you're giving, you could say, okay, they're coming to white hall. This is, you could often recall this as Harry Potter. Harry Potter, obviously, if you watch the movie, what is his name? I haven't even watched the movie myself, but Harry lives under a staircase, right? This kind of area. So like literally under the staircase, you call it White Harry Potter, or White Stairs Harry Potter. Obviously, this is just the white door coming in. He's coming in through white, bottom white. This is the white garage. There really is no other garage wall in this game, in this map. So to say he's coming through garage, white. Now we move up. Actually, I gotta go over here. Almost forgot this room. So this is a very, how do I say this, no man's land in a way, and it's a lot of defenders like to hide here. There's a lot of head glitches, so giving the right call out can really change up the round into getting the important kills that your team needs. So now we can call this reception. Reception is this entire room. It's because there's a little desk right here. Hey, American, can I take your order? Stuff like that. This is just reception double. When you say reception door, people often will think this door or this door. It really does not matter because by the time they're in, they're already here. But if you want to give a really specific one, he's outside reception double, or he's in reception on the single door. You could say that. If someone's really hiding in a corner, maybe they're like camping here, you just got to give a good call out to your team what corner he is in. Is he behind this, close to the window, close to the door? you know, you just got to give a specific call out. Now you might hear coat. Move on here. There's a lot of coats in here. It's like a closet. You could call this closet, but it's not really the quote-unquote correct community call. It's more just coat. It's faster. You could say, oh, he's on top of the coat table by the radio, or he's in the northwest corner. You look at your compass corner, but this is a very weird spot to be holding. So you could also say pre-fire on the coat door. If he's holding the angle, your teammate can pre-fire this door. Pre-fire coat window. You will be surprised. People will pick it up, and you will end up getting a lot of free kills. Now, move over here. Harry Potter is also red Harry Potter. Red stairs Harry Potter. You might hear this just under the staircase. Or you could say he's already bottom red. Tucked under the staircase. You could say that. So remember, this is a small bakery window. I forgot to say this earlier, but this is a common spot. He's right side of, he's already in small bake by the, you know, double door. This is a common angle. So now let's move up. This is called red steps. There are 3 different staircases on Kafe. So we'll start out with red stairs. Then I'll go through more of this, but this is brown stairs. And this is white stairs. It's white because the whole hall is white. This is brown stairs. I forgot the other term for it, but when you say brown, people will know what you're talking about. Brown steps is because it's mostly brown steps, you know, obviously. And then we'll go up red, and then we'll go continue from here. Also, if someone is crouching up this hallway, you could say red hall. Remember that we were talking about red hall for this door. He's going to kitchen double. He's already, you know, pushed up the kitchen double all the way. You could say he's by the bench. Tucked red wall. If he's hiding in this corner right here, he's tucked on the red wall. So as you keep moving up, it's really important, and it can actually get really specific, that if you consider like areas on staircases like the plaque, versus going down on the stairs. He's on the stairs. People might think he's on the stairs is on the steps. But if you say he's halfway down red stairs, depending on your teammate or his location, you can give him that. People will often think, okay, he's on the plaque. So as we keep going up red, now we go up to red short. This is called red short because it's a short hallway from red stairs. So we'll just go through the second floor right here. This wall actually is called dark wall, or you could call this mostly some people will call this like dark spot. The reason to call it a dark spot, if someone is camping in this corner, it's really common for someone to do that. This is what it looks like. It's because it's a, you know, very shadowy dark spot. So now this is also, it could be red short wall because it's a short wall facing this way. So this is called red short wall. Now we come to red short double. Remember, double versus a regular door call out can really help specify where you're coming from. So he's double door, red short to mining, red short to, you know, this is called R90, short for red 90 because it's a 90-degree angle. We'll go into that in a second. But now we enter through mining. Mining versus train. Do not call this area train. Do not call this mining. Mining, train. Mining because it has a mining machine. Train because it has a train machine. A common spot if you're coming through here. By the way, this is called train window because there's only one window in all of train. Or mining window. My bad. I just bamboozled myself right there. But forget about that. Mining window. Common spot if you're out this window. If you catch someone on the drone, you want to give a call out fast. He's behind. He's in mining behind the machine. Or maybe let's say some guy's camping right here. You know, let's say you put a drone right here, and you see someone. Oh, he's hard left of the mining window. He's hard right of the mining window. Obviously, you know, depending on where you're facing, left to right. You guys already know that. Now we move on to the train wall, train to mining wall. This is a very weird spot for people to be playing in. Normally people don't really hide in this area too long, but you can specify, oh, he's on the, you know, on the mining wall, train wall, whatever joint you're giving call out to. So this, there's not really a call out for this. You can just call it like, it's honestly, there really is no call out. It just depends where he is in train. So this is called in the green train because it's the color green. In the red train or the middle train, red. This will give a good painting in the picture whoever's attacking this. Or you could say he's this is not really called tarp. You could call this on the blue tarp, or you could say he's under the train hatch. Under the train hatch is a common spot. People like to, you know, sit behind this for cover. So now, or you could say he's on the train drone hole. Train drone hole right here. This is a good one too. Now we move on to chimney, or let's say fireplace. He's walking through the chimney, he's walking through the fireplace. Either one works. You could also say he's on the far train wall or dining fireplace wall. So now you guys actually might hear this might be called dining. Remember we were downstairs and this is actually called fireplace. I didn't realize it for a long time until kind of now, but this people call this dining because there's a dining table right here. But you know, either call works out. I think, you know, obviously whatever floor you're on, whatever helps your team recognize a call out more is the most important thing. So dining or fireplace, you know, whatever works out for you and your team. This wall right here is just you could call these the mining or fireplace single, because this one gets opened up a lot more than this one over here is. You could say it's the far one by the train, green train, or you know, the mining single. People often call this. So if someone is planting right here, if the bomb site does happen to be in this room, which it does, it used to be usually is in this room and in this room. People like to plant right here. What do you call this plant spot right here? Or most of the time you could just say he's planting in fireplace by the single wall, or you know, this is the common quote-unquote default plant for fireplace, but it really just depends on the situation. So now we go over here. He's in the corner of dining, or corner of whatever you want to call this room. If he's sitting in here, you could say corner by white wall and, you know, the doorway. This is just the hatch. Wait, am I actually out of hammers already? Did I use up all my hammers? Oh, really? Wow, okay. I used up all my hammers. We'll use the shotgun now. So now that we come over here, this is this R90, short for red 9. Now this area is called pillar. Pillar is basically this middle area that connects to the stairs and this whole opening right here. Now there's two pillars right here. Depending on the team, you could say P1, pillar 1, or P2, pillar 2. But this is also heater because there's a heater right here. So you could say he's behind the pillar by the brown steps, or he's on behind heater. It's a very common spot to wherever your teammate is looking from. You could say he's in the pillar corner. You can give your teammates that call and you'll be able to get the pre-fire on. Now this is also a common spot. People like to stand on top of this and look up here, or they just like to head glitch into here. If someone is right here, this is an easy pre-fire. This is where the call out will come in handy. Is that if you call this you know, he's by the snow door, like under the default cam, you know, you just really got to describe it. There's a lot of ways you can describe this counter. There really is no like cabinet or behind the bar. It really just depends on what you want to call it. You could say he's, if you go out reading door, you know, there's that half wall you can head glitch. This is snow door, or people might say under pillow door. This is a very common place to come in through. If you ever hear snow or under heaven door, you might hear that too. And if someone is actually sitting in this corner holding an angle, let's say if the post plant is right here and he's hiding this in this door, you could actually call that out. You could say he's outside the reading door by the snow door. You know, you can give that corner and people will automatically know, okay, he's gonna be right here, and you can pray for this guy right there. Now that we move into reading door, when you hear reading, think about reading as the middle floor. Reading is the middle floor of Kafe. So remember that if you ever get confused. Why is it called reading? I couldn't tell you. Really hard to explain. Couldn't tell you. All right. Enough goofing around. This is actually a common plant spot. If the bomb site is in reading, a common plant spot is always behind this cabinet right here close to the door because you're safe from basically every angle except for above you. It's a really easy process to use. It's very rare for someone to plant right here, but it's also possible. You call this like the reading lamp, or he's planting by the reading couch. It depends on the time the call out, but just FYI, this you can actually shoot through this. So, but it does take a little bit of bullets, so you can always try to wallbang the guy planting. This is just behind the, people might call this half wall, but it's just a tilted cabinet. He's behind the reading cabinet by the laundry rotate. Speaking of laundry rotate, there's often a rotate. If you guys don't know the rotations and you're a new player, I will be making a rotation video for every map as well, but this map is just focusing on the callouts. So this room, from the outside, this is just called in laundry. Why? Because there's a laundry machine right here. You can say which corner. He's in the corner of laundry by the rotate, or he's under the laundry hatch. FY, you know, whatever works out for you. So back in reading, the bomb chassis is usually right here. He's planting on the reading bomb, or he's planting by the reading wall. You know, planting on the reading wall, because you know this is the reading wall right here that goes outside. It's a very, if someone's camping in this corner, you get to say he's in the west side of reading. He's in the corner of reading. It really just depends on the call out time. So now we move on. This right here, this is a common spot to be looking through. You could say if this is reinforced right here, you could say he's on the single bottom white, something like that. You know, as we move up to white stairs. So this is not white hall. If someone is standing right here, this is a very common spot. If you are joining out a roamer and you see a guy standing right here, what do you think you're gonna call this? You can call it really almost anything white related, but what will help a lot of people is if you just say, if depending on the roamer, remember, wherever your teammate is, that's where the call out needs to be more specific. If I am up here and some guy is, you know, in that spot, you could say he's bottom white looking up to you, something like that. You could say this. But if your teammate is coming through red 90 and he's come here, he's top of the white stairs, or you know, don't say up there though, but you know, he's going down white stairs looking at you, something like that. You know, you just say that quickly. So now that we move up, this is the white window. Now you might get it mixed up because there's also window right here. This is white hall window. This is often white stairs window, or you could say it AC, because there's an AC unit people like to hop on and they can see an angle all the way up to there. It's a really good angle. So now we walk up the white stairs. If there's a crouch walking Ash walking up like this and you see it on a camera somehow, you could say crouching up white, halfway up white, all the way up white. This is up right here. All the way up is here, over here, but you know, crouching the top of the stairs, be specific. So this, remember, you said white hall. You gotta be careful of what white hall you're talking to and what teammate you're talking to and where their location is. Because remember, the white hall that we said before is the one down here, but now we go up here, this is also white hall, so they can be both the same call out. You could say if someone is walking through this door right here, right, he's halfway down white hall by the window, or he's by the bench. Normally people will understand what you're talking about. Or he's past the bathroom door, and you could tell them where they're coming from. So now this, what do you call this common spot? You often see when you're attacking this spot, you see people playing this angle all the time. It's the most common angle when attacking this hallway. So this is called planks, because there's a lot of wooden planks right here. You might hear on tarp, because there's a blue tarp right here. You might even hear the call construction. If you'd never heard construction, it's not a very common call out, but con wall construction, this is it right here. This is called a freezer. This is also freezer, but he's deep freezer because it's the deeper room. This is just regular freezer by the kegs, you know, by where all the kegs are. This is, remember, this is bathroom. Now this is freezer wall. Not this wall, not this wall, not, I mean, you could, this is like tarp wall where the freezer rotate, but but this is freezer wall mainly because it's the wall, double wall looking in the freezer. Now we call this a freezer door. There's also another freezer door right here. So how do you distinguish the two? Depending on which side your teammate is, he's a freezer door to cocktail or freezer door from cigar. It really depends on where your teammate is and the accurate location. So now moving to this right here. This is just laundry hatch or a cocktail hatch. It goes both ways. It's a very common spot for people to camp in this corner with a shoddy or something like that. So if you're attacking here, it's, you got to know that someone's in this corner. If you want to clear out that corner, you can call these, in the corner by laundry hatch. You got to be careful by giving it the right call. He's not this corner, but he's, by the cocktail double by freezer hatch. That corner. So now you might hear C1, C2, C3. What the heck is C1, C2, C3? How am I supposed to know that? So there's a lot of people kind of call it different, but from my understanding, C1 is this one right here because this is the most common spot to sit and contest the bomb site, because this is also a bomb site too. C1, C2, and C3. It really just depends on what team you're playing with and all that kind of stuff. I'm running out of time on this one, so I'm just gonna restart this round. Haha, I totally didn't die. I just added more time. Totally. But back to what I was saying, C1, C2, C3. There's normally a bomb chassis right here. They actually moved it. The bomb chassis is right here. So you could say if someone is behind the bomb chassis, behind the cocktail bomb, or, whatever that call, you could call that. A common spot is to play behind this bar right here. Remember, behind C3 bar, behind C2. You might hear also the call maestro spot. Maestro spot, because maestro usually, the anchor likes to sit in this corner on top of this table or behind here because he's safe from almost every angle except for if walls don't get opened up, obviously. And yeah, it's a very common spot for people to sit right here, so don't be surprised if you ever see someone in this corner. Now we get to the common spot people like to talk about. There's two new balconies in the new Kafe rework. When you hear heaven window, what is heaven? Is heaven this big old beam of light looking at me, or is heaven this new balcony? It actually can't be the new balcony because it is a new balcony. This is normally, honestly, mostly referred to new balcony because it's just a new balcony. But it's also a new, but there's also a hatch over there. So this new balc, this just does. If someone is prone behind here, this is a free kill every single time. You're looking down to here, you can actually pre-fire this guy and shoot him through this. It will kill him. You could honestly say he's under the default cam, or he's like, he's all the way under the default cam backside of new balc. Give the call to your teammate. This is just heaven window, heaven door. If you hear repelled in heaven, he's really close to site, so you better get your ass back to site. And now that we move on to here, since this is a common bomb site, it's very common for the attackers to push in here. And when they start moving in here, you better give the right call out. That way, your teammate's head doesn't get popped out, peeking the million angles that are here for the attackers. So normally there is a rotate right here. I'll give you guys a good setup. So this is normally how a game scenario would look like. If you hear S1 or S2, normally people call this one S1 and this one S2. It stands for Skylight 1 and Skylight 2. It could be different for a lot of other teams. People might call it differently. But if you also hear Shiko means he's playing under the new hatch and under the skylight. He's safe from both angles right here where he is. But this is a very no man's kind of land kind of type of deal. If someone's playing here, they're making a risky play or they're going to die very soon. Like if you say he's creeping Shiko, someone's crouching here and about to hit the site. Now let's talk about the default plants. If you ever hear default plant normally means he's planting behind this bar because there's normally cover here. But that's why you open this up. That way they can't cover here safely. Another common place people like to plant is quote unquote default is planting somewhere in this corner. It could be on the freezer door, but you got to call out he's on freezer door or wherever he's planting. If he's planting, also this is a very default spot too, but you open this one and it makes it very hard for people to get that default plant down. And a small tip, I know this is a call out video, but a small tip to keep in mind is if you ever think of anything default, or you know anything that is, I say default all the time, but when I say default, if you learn the default, and I'm saying this word a million times, I'm so sorry if I'm confusing anybody, I'll make it short. If you understand the default plays in Siege and you make a small counter to them, you will rank up extremely fast. I don't know how to, I don't know, it's just you just will. You'll go from copper all the way up to past gold. You know, everyone does default stuff, and if you can counter the default, they will stay doing default things, and you will raise in the ranks. I don't know, that was probably super confusing for you guys. I'm so sorry. Let's get back to the call up. So now, if you ever hear planting trash, those trash bags are here. If you hear planting cart, there's a cart right here. And remember, this is called cart wall because it's not bar wall. I mean, actually could be bar wall or cart wall, really depends. Either one works out. Now, attackers like to swing like this, or they like to just sprint in and come through here. This is also a very scary spot for people to call out because it can be the game-changing life or death situation. If you hear someone coming through here, this is called creeping through inner bar. Creeping through out here, outer bar. Swinging outer bar because it's outer, inner. There's also a bomb chassis normally right here. If you see the bomb chassis right here, people like to sit behind this and head glitch on it. So if you hear under skylight behind the bomb, he's most likely in this corner or somewhere around in this middle spot right here. So now, this is probably one of the most confusing cafe calls. I feel like a lot of people get mixed up when I drop this video. You might hear cigar, Christmas, and shop. People normally get mixed up and confused. Well, I'm going to clarify for you right here. So let's start over here. New hatch. Because this is a new hatch added into the rework of Kafe. It's not so new anymore, but that's just the call it is from the old rework. Now you can say new hatch on the new hatch couch. There's a chair right here, but this is not really a couch, it's a chair. You know, he's new hatch 90 because there's a 90-degree angle in the corner. He's on the new hatch table. This is it's very weird for someone to sit right here. So remember, execute on your callouts and get this guy out of the rat corner. Now, if you say he is new hatch, a common spot for them to hide is right here. This is also a good C4 spot. So it's very important that you tell someone if they drop this hatch because they could be really close to sight. So make sure you always call out he dropped new hatch or he dropped red hatch. Move on to here. This is red door. There really is no other red stairs door because red ends right here. Red door, not shop door, or you can say red to shop, but mostly red door. Now this is called you might hear closet or inside, hiding in the shop. A lot of people like to, you know, shotgun this and play in here a lot, and they like to, like, you know, just hold this is their little hiding spot. A good way to counter this is getting on this window, or, you know, just dropping and frying him on here, but you don't really want to challenge the shot. So that's the shop. This whole area, this whole room, like this whole carpet room is shop in general because it's the cigar shop. This is the new hatch, and this is cigar itself. So one more time, if I just confused you right there. New hatch area, cigar shop is where all this red carpet is, and cigar is the entire room. This is like the lounge of people like to smoke and all that, right? This is where they buy all their cigars at. In this desk right here is the most impossible thing to vault. I don't even think I can vault. I'll get it real quick. There we go. Very hard to vault. So you ever hear J desk, shaped like a J, or he's behind the shop counter. I mean, if you don't know J, then you could also call it this. Well, you know, very easy kill right here. You know, hit your shots, kid. Don't really give callouts based on these. These are very bad callouts because, you know, the enemy has legs. Just say shop. If someone's in shop, aim your gun towards these doors. Now we move on to cigar. You might hear Christmas. Christmas is also a call, cigar or Christmas, because there's a lot of trees in here. Those are kind of the two ones people would kind of often refer to. Now, this is a very common spot for people, enemies, to come in from. They like to drop the red hatch, which is this red stairs hatch. Common spots, if you hear red hatch or new hatch, there's really only 2 hatches they can drop that are common. So you hear this. By the way, this is top red, nothing else. Top red by the box, sure, give that the call if you want. But this is often called red wall or ticket wall. Remember, I said there are multiple red walls. This is the second variation versus downstairs one all the way down there. But red or ticket wall, very common for enemies to peek behind this onto this door, right? This is called mini or mini bar, or he's in ticket because, you know, there's this is where you get your tickets from. Now, if you want to distinguish the windows, he's on the piano window or the cigar window. Saying those is fine, but sometimes it can get someone killed if you don't tell them exactly which window it is. So you could say he's on mini window or ticket window. You could also say piano windows. All right, look at the compass. South rappel is this south rappel of all the way deep into this area, but this is the one you can actually vault out of. So this is just the west window, the west piano window, south piano window. Very simple. Have your team look at the compass. Now, if someone is hiding behind these couches right here, be careful when you say he's behind the cigar couch. There are a million couches in here. You really got to be specific. He's in the couches by ticket. Be careful with this one too. Couches by ticket. You know, you can Z-ping with a drone like this, or he's in the middle of cigar by the cigar hatch, or maybe he's prone on cigar couches by the freezer wall. You see how I'm giving an area of, after my callouts, of where they should be looking at? That is what makes also really good callouts, is making sure you're giving the right callout of which direction someone should be looking at. Now, let's move on. Clock corner, he's under the clock. This is also piano, or there's a piano right here, or stage, piano stage. Because people like to sit behind this and head glitch behind this like an idiot. Now we move on to pixel or bitch corner. You might hear pixel or bitch corner. Why is that called? Because it's a bitch to play in this corner. I really don't know the better to explain it to you guys, but people like to put a shield right here and hold this area. So this little room, a lot of people like to play in this area. So if you ever hear white door, pixel, or bitch spot, I don't know why people call that it, but people do. Now we move on to the bathroom walls and the freezer wall. Now you might hear bathroom rotate. Bathroom rotate is not often referred as this wall being open. People usually just like to open up slats during this. Bathroom rotate is right here. Oops. That goes into freezer. On the toilet, on the sink, don't really say that. Just say in bathroom. It's a very small room, and there's only so many places they can be at. If he's tucked on the door, for an instance, say he's hard left or tucked on the bathroom door. It really just depends on the situation. Now, I think I gave every single room on Kafe. Alright, I think that is every call for Kafe, but I was also thinking I wanted to add this video, but this video would be literally 400 hours if I did. But, you know, with all these calls and all this information, how is it going to help me? You did say a lot of default stuff, but what does default mean? So now, if you want to learn the default takes that will bring you up from an average player to an advanced player in Siege, learning the defaults and how to counter those defaults, you know, the norm, how can you be different, how can you stand out, that will bring you in ranks. I want you guys to think about that. Remember, if this video did help you, oh my god, my voice is so tired. I need to go get some water for this one. If this did help you, go get... Wait, why am I saying go get some water? I need to go get water. You guys need to like the video. I really need... I gotta head out, boys. Alright, I will catch you guys later. Make sure y'all subscribe for more map video and callouts in the future. And let me know if you guys want me to make videos on the default takes, how can you counter them, all that jazz. Lots of stuff, and this channel will bring you that education.